All right, boys, we're on the way out of town. You're joining me for another travel vlog, and this is the first, I would say this is the first what I call big trip. Today, we're going to cover, just by the Google Maps for the places we have mapped out, 212 miles, and we're going to stay overnight in a cabin, and I'm hitting 2 really big parks and 1 smaller one, and I got the dogs with me, right, boys? See back there? They're the boys. That's Bronco. Probably already met Bronco by the time you see this. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. So I'm pretty freaking stoked, and this is gonna be a trip. So I'm gonna put the camera down, put the hammer down, and crank up some tunes. It's gonna be a good trip. Can't wait. Well, it's been a hot minute since I checked in. In fact, we're just over 100 miles in today, and we're about to our first stop. Oh, and by the way, I should say, when I said it's 212 miles, that's just today. I think the total trip, as mapped, is 450 miles, and you could probably guess I'm probably going to be more around 500 by the time I get home. Anyway, updates. The weather's beautiful. It's like 55 degrees outside. The skies are blue, barely any clouds. Wind for this time of the year is mild, which is saying a lot. So I couldn't ask for a better day to do this and better road conditions. Traffic hasn't been bad at all, except for, the occasional semi going about 10 miles below the speed limit, which is fine, not a huge rush. And the boys back here are doing just great. Hi, guys. Bronco, Goosey, how we doing back here? They just kind of hang out, sleep, wake up every once in a while to check out what's going on the road, and that's what we're doing. So check in with you guys in a bit when there's something interesting to show. Probably, yeah, who knows, maybe after the first park. I've literally never been to this one, so I'm really interested to see what it is. So talk to you soon. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. This day has been a lot, and this is why I did the vlogs. I wish I'd had my camera running, but I don't know if you can see that. There's my hand, and there's the size of that rock that hit it. Yeah, my windshield's toast. Yay, that's $1,500. This mount works better. Very happy with it. So we're in the town of Ponca, Nebraska, outside of Ponca State Park, and I am done with that one, and we're about to stop somewhere and get these dogs some treats, and I need to empty my bladder, and then I need to continue on because I still have actually some content for you guys, some places I'm going to stop to get some meat for tonight, which you'll have seen that video by now, and some beers, because after that rock chip, man, I talk about the times when you should have the dang camera running. Of course not, right? Anyway, I'll catch you guys down the road. I gotta hustle. Okay, camera's back on because I wanted to share this with you guys. Look at this. By the way, I was wrong. This isn't the Cowboy Trail. This is the Outlaw Trail. Highway 12 up here in northern Nebraska. And it is so far north that every one of these roads off to the right, you see, say dead end if you turn right, because it basically overlooks the river. Except for ones that have a bridge. I believe there's a spur coming up that does. Just a beautiful, beautiful drive. Oh God, more semis. Please do not kill my windshield. This camera's right that time. In case you're curious, that's what the, I don't know how well that comes out on camera, but boy, that poor thing. But yeah, we are just up here on the Outlaw Trail here in northern Nebraska, and it is beautiful. Literally, I think as the crow flies, it's maybe a mile or two to the Missouri River off to the right in South Dakota. So just absolutely beautiful up here. Aside from this, and aside from the whole camera scenarios, by the way, I don't know if I've said it yet, but yeah, I had to refilm park because of camera issues. It's on me. It's not the camera. Aside from those two things, it's been fantastic. So we're getting close here, and in case you're wondering, we are now 194 miles in. So as I told you before, the whole Google Maps saying we have a 212 mile day, bet you we're going to be more like 250 by the end of it. And I'm only going to get 2 parks done today. I'm not going to be able to do Lewis and Clark. just because, frankly, I want to get back to the cabin and enjoy it tonight. So, catch you guys up in a minute. We have a cool stop we're going to make in about 12 miles. My God, look ahead! Holy moly! We're entering the town of Maskell, by the way, which is 76 people up here in Northeastern Nebraska. Beautiful little town. Huh. Oh. Anyway, catch up with you guys in a bit. Oh yeah, y'all remember how I said, I'm going to be doing some interesting stuff because I'm not going to have cell signal in a lot of these areas. Damn, I don't know if you can see that on the car plays, but I've got nothing. I've got no bars from Mr. Verizon up here in northern Nebraska. So every single day I plot my route in Google Maps of where I'm going to go and what my stops are, and then I send that to my fiance. I then tell her, I'll check in with you at such and such a time, and if there's gonna be some of these days where I'm going out west where I might not get back to somewhere till 10 or 11 at night. Just kind of told her that if on those days, if you don't hear from me by the next morning when you wake up, yeah. So this is kind of one of those things. If you guys are doing journeys like this, and I know I've talked about this in my survival stuff videos, but if you're doing journeys like this and adventures like this, the best way to avoid a survival situation is to not get yourself into one. To quote my good man, the Outlaw Camper, tell somebody where you're going, or just send out plot that route in Google Maps, and all you got to do is send it to them. Simple, because then she knows that if she hadn't heard from me, she knows what my route is, and I can kind of tell her the last place I was at. She can kind of tell, and maybe if I'm super busy and I don't check in with her for a few stops, at least if she's looking for somebody to help me or to send help, that she's got a spot to go from. So keep that in mind. That's what I do, at least. We're now in Obert, Nebraska, and we just got a little bit of signal again, but we're gonna switch over to the Sirius XM satellite radio on the old head unit here, and the old Ford's got her built in, so we're gonna switch to that, put on some classics and some rock, and head on down the road. I swear this time, not till the next stop, but okay, maybe not. Look at that view. Oh, beautiful, beautiful road. I know I just bounced you around like crazy, but just off to the left. Oh God, I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, never mind. All right, boys, if you are ever up in Whitty, Nebraska, up here in northern Nebraska, you owe it to stop at B&B Locker. Anyway, you owe it to yourself to stop at B&B Locker. I tell you what, you gotta have cash only, okay? So just FYI. But this is, not only is this a beautiful small town up here in northern Nebraska, but man, nice people, okay? Very nice people. And the meat prices, fantastic. I got some brats that I am looking forward to for tonight. You'll have already seen that video by the time this comes up. But I think that I picked up a dozen brats, and it was, or more. Yeah, it might have been more than that. I don't know. I just got a package of Italian brats, and I got a package of regular brats. But this is the kind of place that I was loving to hit. Just go to B&B Locker, walk in that door, and I tell you what, you are not going to be disappointed. Man, they're nice people. They had a couple T-bone steaks that were staring my name, but we're not going to be cooking those tonight. But anyway, we have our next stop, and we're 23 miles away. And for those of you keeping track at home, we have traveled 207.5 miles. The truck has ran for... Here, let me close that window. You probably can't hear a thing. We have traveled 207.6 miles. The truck has been running for 6 hours and 12 minutes, averaging 18.1 mpg, which frankly, given the fact that it's spent like an hour idling, I ain't gonna complain about that. So, see you guys when we get to the next stop. This one's special. Looking forward to it. Boys are doing good. Aren't you, boys? Boys, you guys ready for the cabin? Bronco, do you want to go to the cabin? Do you want to go for a walk at the cabin? We're going to have fun. By the way, I'm ridiculous when it comes to dogs. Whoa, here we go. Better watch the road. Well, welcome to South Dakota. We are now technically in South Dakota, at least according to Google, which I think is wrong. I think we have to go over the river before we're in South Dakota. I don't know. I could be wrong too. Pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, pretty sure I'm right. Use Google. Yep. All right, we are now technically entering this town of Yankton, South Dakota. By going over the river, right? I don't know. You know what? I'm probably wrong. And obviously, I'm a little tired. Not as tired as the two dogs behind me that have been just sawing logs. Ha! I was right. There's a sign. Welcome to South Dakota. Because I believe you have to actually go over the river before we're in South Dakota. But I will, I'll amend this if I'm wrong. But Missouri National Recreational River. There's the Mighty Mo. There's the old bridge. It's pretty cool. It's an old rail bridge. I think you can still walk on it. Yeah, there's the Mighty Mo. There's the Mighty Mo Valley. And you've already seen the video by now of where we're staying. Oh, yeah. See, I'm 100% right. State line is right there. I thought it was smack in between the middle of the river. See, Google, you need to hire me to fix your maps. Anyway, we're entering the town of Yankton, South Dakota, population 14,454. And our next stop is right up the road, and it's a good one. So I'll check back with you boys when we're there. All right, boys, you can tell where I stopped. And if you've seen the video already, but this is Ben's Brew Station, Ben's Brewing in Yankton, South Dakota. That's a cool place inside. Lots of seating. It's huge. It's like a warehouse. We're bouncing around a lot. They got games. They got video games. They got a full bar. Man, this is just a cool place. I wish I could stay, but the boys are telling me they're ready to go to the lake, so we're gonna head there. And I don't know why I'm telling you this. You guys are following me. You guys are following me along, and you've already seen the video where we're out camping, so I don't know what I'm saying. But this is the behind the scenes stuff. Speaking of behind the scenes, my poor truck. I mean, can you guys see all that? It's chargers and cameras and phones and it's a lot. Plus, yeah. So we're gonna head back to Nebraska. We're gonna find our cabin. Actually, we're gonna take the scenic route. Boys, what do you think? Do you want to go on the dam? Go check out the dam. We're checking the dam. Be back to you guys in a bit. Woo-hoo. I love seeing the big lake. This is all gonna be like, you guys have already seen this, but man, look at those boats. A lot of money down there. That is a great marina, and I don't know if I'm going to put that in there or not. But I've launched out of there before, the South Dakota side. It's very nice. Just God, look at that lake. Look how beautiful it is. Ah, and this golden hour stuff going on. I just love this stuff. I mean, this is now making me happy. Now I'm forgetting about all the extra money I've spent today, and all the extra money I'm going to spend on the windshield. Oh, we're back in Nebraska. By the way, we just crossed back. All the extra money I'm spending on a windshield. All the extra money I'm spending on a windshield. And, yeah, all that kind of goes away. And all the camera stuff. Just, how can you be mad driving across this? I ain't mad, bro. Dogs even love it. Actually, they don't care. They just want dinner. But here we go. We're coming up to the dam. And not sure exactly why I'm recording this. It always gets me looking out at that lake, how huge it is. And, man, I'm going to, obviously, this is going to be in the video tour, so, you know, what happened. It is just such a monster of a lake. You can't even see the end of it. It's the river, you know what I mean? It technically doesn't, yeah. So here we go. We're coming up to the dam. I love it up here. It's so cool. These fellas are going fishing. Good idea. Those guys. We're going on the dam. It's just so beautiful. One lane road ahead. And again, I'm doing it because it's fun. That's why I'm doing it. Which I technically don't think we've, crossed over into Nebraska yet. I mean, we kind of are we're in the demilitarized zone right now, okay? Technically, we're kind of in the middle here. I think on this road, we're in Nebraska, but over there, technically still in South Dakota. I used to know all this because I researched it for when I was fishing. We gotta wait a minute. I want to say it has been 4 years since I've been up here. It's probably longer than that on the Nebraska side. So I think I just went over the dam. It's been a while. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it has been 4 years. But they've built up a lot out here. This is great. And we're just waiting for the light. Still waiting. Yep. Mm-hmm. Still waiting. Mm-hmm. We're moving! Yeehaw! Check it out, guys. Oh, it's good to not be scared of things like heights when you're on this, and water, and being over a whole bunch of water, and seeing construction equipment on top of a whole bunch of water. You have to be scared of those things. And leaning off to the side. Oh yeah, we're back in Nebraska. This time it's actually right because we actually did just cross over the state line. I don't know why it said that back there. Whoa! We just thumped a mirror. There we go. Gavin's Point Dam. U.S. Army Corps Engineers. She's a beggin', that's for sure. She's a beggin'. Toledo. Well, good morning. You didn't have anything from me last night because I had that video, which I'll put somewhere up here, where I stayed in this wonderful cabin, which, by the way, I needed this. Some thoughts this morning, and now that I've had a night. Number one, I'm up relatively early for having a day off because I got to get this place packed up, and we got 2 more parks to record today. And if I'm going to get that done, I need to go into town to Yankton, South Dakota again because my memory cards are full. That's right. I have 2. I brought 4 120 gig cards with. 2 of them are full. And that was after one smaller park in Ponca. So I don't have a whole lot of faith that 2 more cards will get me through today. This is a learning experience, big time. And if you look down here, this kind of mess I got going on, I also have some stuff to figure out with regard to battery charging and then offloading at the end of the day because, the methods I was using with my iPad last night weren't great. And the other thing is, I got this giant iPad Pro, which I don't care what you use. That's what honestly, I've gone with everything. I actually like editing on this, which is weirdly enough, I don't think the state park Sunday videos will actually get edited on that. I don't know. I'm rambling a little bit because I'm tired. Bronco just banged his head on the table. He wants to go outside. So, long story short, I have drastically underestimated the amount of storage I'm going to need, so I got to figure something out for when I go out west. Number 2 is I am beat today. I'm absolutely we're Broncos wore out too. Despite getting some sleep last night, I have old man joints and back this morning. I woke up to pee at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was awful. So I have to rethink the trip out west because it's going to require, frankly, I don't know that I'm going to be able to camp much because just, getting packed up and moving every day. So today's we'll check back in at the end of today on how I feel about everything. Well, mission accomplished. We survived Walmart. Which, I mean, talk about annoying. You have to go all the way, I was hoping there'd be a mom and pop camera or electronics store in town. Nope. By the way, this is all on me. I should have brought a lot more SD cards. That's how you learn, right? That's how you learn. So, we are headed back to where I just came from. A half an hour. So basically that cost me about an hour today. With the 4.5 hour drive home, that, you know, you do the math. So it is still fun. We're just gonna have more of it. So yeah, I'm gonna roll through Yankton here. You guys will probably, and I'm gonna say this in the video, but you're probably gonna notice the beginning of the other one is through the windshield for the truck cam. And that is simply because of logistics. I was thinking through this the whole way here, and honestly it was like, I don't know, beating myself up a little too much over it, frankly. But when it comes down to it, I number one, can't go over I'm not going to go over the dam with a camera attached to the outside of the truck, because if the camera falls off, it's gone. And number two, the way that the first couple of areas are laid out, it's just going to take way too much time to keep remounting and unmounting. So, maybe a little different, but this is the kind of things you got to think through. And I will tell you that I did learn my lesson. I think going forward, I'll probably bring now all 6 of my 128 gig cards. Then I'm probably going to get another 6 256 gig cards. Now, this, for those of you adding things up, this presents issues when I go out west, because my iPad only has 512 gigs of storage. I bought it with that thinking, oh, that's more than I'm ever going to need. So I got to figure that out, because it looks like it runs about 40 gig an hour with how I'm recording on these. And I can tell you that that isn't that's gonna fill up that. I mean, that's each camera. So these bigger parks, you know, you're talking 80 gig, or you're probably 120 gig a park. So that would be 3 parks basically, along with the stuff that's already there. Oh, that's cool old. I've stayed there when I was a kid. Cool old hotel motel. I don't think it's open anymore. It doesn't look like it. But for those of you keeping adding up at home, I'd be like 3 or 4 parks and I'm done. And my out west trip has like 25, so I'm gonna figure some things out here. But the boys are doing great. These are the 2 literal best dogs in the entire world. Like, we got some great sleep last night, and it was cold in the cabin, but Bronco got cold, so he was all cuddled up to me. So that got me a little chilly. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and stop yapping, and we're gonna head toward the lake. Next you see me will be probably after we're done, when we're on our way to the next one. Also, I didn't eat breakfast this morning, which is fine. I wasn't hungry, but I am kicking myself because I am thirsty. I didn't fill my canteen before I left. We do these things and we learn. Hello! Bronco, are you ready to go to Niobrara? Do you want to go to another park? We just wrapped up here at Lewis and Clark, man. Having some mixed emotions. I love this place. Anyway, having mixed emotions because I love this place and I don't want to leave. But I do have a whole other park to film. And I do have a whole 4 hours to get home. By the way, for those keeping track at home, we are now at 305.9 miles. I did start out today at 250 like I thought. It was 248.8. So for this trip, so it's been a lot. This has been a learning experience, man. I am charging batteries and filling up SD cards. So it's been crazy. But I'll catch up with you guys on the road somewhere. I don't know where. But me and the boys, we're going to put on some classic rock and have a good time. This is what I'm talking about that you guys get to join me on. That's a good old Google Maps. If it was Apple Maps, it'd put me in the Missouri River, I suppose. But yeah, going down a country road. So if you're wondering, times at Big Ben, Why do you drive a truck? This is why. Because I live in Nebraska and I go places, and oh well. Today's been kind of a weird one. I think I could have avoided all of this, frankly, if I would have had the SD cards, man. That would have really helped out. And by the way, the ones I'm using right now from Lewis and Clark, that I did Lewis and Clark on, both of them are getting pretty full, so I'm gonna have to swap them out at Niobrara. If you're curious, for those among you that want the inside baseball, I'm running about an hour and a half per camera of footage per area. And I'm going through a battery per camera per area. So I do have backup batteries, and I do have the charger sitting down here next to me. Thank you, F-150, with the power outlet, but it's still a lot. But man, yeah, you can see the countryside, folks. I did of course miss the internet gold, which would have been the cow on the side of the road. So I didn't grab the camera because I'm like, I'm just hitting the gas and speeding up. Oof. Looks a little rough over there. Looks a little rough. Uh-oh. Going nowhere fast now. Or nowhere slow. Got lots of cows, though. Hi, cows! How's it going, guys? T-bones. Sorry, little guy. Bad joke. Hi, Mama. I'm sorry. Gotta amuse yourself somehow. We're not going very fast. All right. This trip is in the books, and man, it has been something else, you guys. Yeah. Poor truck. I tell you what. And these poor dogs have been sitting through, haven't you, Bronco? Have been sitting through all this nonsense. But speaking of trucks, I'm going to jump in this truck and head home. If you're curious on statistics, I will go ahead and tell you before the ride home, we have covered 348.7 miles. The truck is ran for 11 hours and 47 minutes. I still got 4 hours home. So I'll probably catch you again on the ride home, but thank you if you've been joining along so far, keeping up with this vlog. I tell you what, they'll get better. All right, I promise. But this has been a fun trip. I'm glad I did it. I'll be glad to be home. See you guys later. Actually, I lied. One more really quick one before we hit the road from Niobrara. And I'm having problems leaving this place. Frankly, it's very beautiful. You guys will see this after. I'm pretty sure after I go to it. If not, please watch that one. It's good. Anyway, just statistics. When I said at the beginning of this, when I said I'd be around 550 miles or 500 miles, spot on. I've covered 348.7, and it is 2:01 to home. So we're gonna be right at 550. Hilarious. All right, I'm gonna hit the road, this beautiful road, and set the cruise. And I gotta find something to eat. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't had anything since the brats in the camp. It's probably, when you're seeing this, it's been months ago when I camped at Lewis and Clark. So we're gonna go cross the Niobrara, and we're gonna hit the gas and head south, baby. Head south across the entire state, basically. I'm an idiot. If you want my lessons learned, take all the trips, even if the idea sounds crazy. It's your idea. Do it. Have fun. Go crazy, man. Do the crazy stuff. Because guess what? We only have a limited time here. You'll see at the end, you'll have seen at the end of the Lewis and Clark video that I was reflecting on some things on this trip, because my phone brought up some memories of my old dog Gunner, he was my boy, man. That dog. Yeah, there's those of you who have been lucky to have pets, and then have pets like that just get you. That's what Gunner was. These guys are right there too. Nothing against Bronco by any stretch of anyone's imagination. They're amazing dogs. Gunner got me. He passed away in September, but 3 years ago, I was pretty burnt out, and this is the whole genesis of this trip. I was super burnt out. I had taken a week off of work because I was so burnt out, and I was just sitting at home doing nothing. And I decided randomly one morning, I remember texting my fiance and saying, I think I'm going to hit the road. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going, but Gunnar and I are going to go on a trip. And I literally threw stuff in a backpack that I knew I needed. He got him in the truck, and we started driving northwest, and we ended up staying the first. I mean, it was so seat of the pants, you guys. As I was driving, I was calling either a hotel I knew in South Dakota that I had been by Mount Rushmore before when the kids were little. I called there, or it was random. I mean, we stayed the first night. We stayed basically in the Black Hills. We stayed right outside of Mount Rushmore, and then the next day we went to Devil's Tower early in the morning, checked that out, and then went through Wyoming and decided I wanted to go to Fort Collins. So I called the American Express travel concierge and said, "Hey, I got a dog. I want a nice, relaxing hotel in Fort Collins that caters to dogs. Can you hook me up?" It was that seat of the pants, and it was a great trip. It really that's what spurred this insanity. So here we are, man. Here we are. But yeah, I'm going to. Speaking of this truck, it's been a rock solid rock star. I don't know if I've said that yet. We're sitting about 18.5 miles per gallon combined, idling and going up hills and driving through these parks and driving on country roads, and man, this thing, rock solid beast. So that's all I got. I'm gonna try to scrounge up some lunch. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't eaten yet today. Haven't had anything to drink since 9 o'clock this morning. I'm sure that's gonna end well. Speaking of dogs, and speaking of these two wonderful big boys, find yourself a new best friend, or maybe help out, either financially or with your time. Your local animal rescue or your local animal shelter. They really could use your help. I know I say this in every video, and there's a reason for it, because they can. If you don't have one, I've linked some here in the Nebraska and Kansas area down below that they definitely would appreciate anything. I mean, even $5 goes a long way for some of these rescues that are just operating on shoestrings and hope. And they bring us the bestest friends we're ever going to have. So please consider doing that. And while you're down there, I've linked some of my buddies that they could also use you clicking on their channel, viewing their videos, liking and subscribing. And if you haven't done that for me already, and you sat through all of this, you definitely should subscribe, okay? If you sat through all this and you ain't subscribed already, I'm going to pay attention. I'm off the highway and into the small town of Pierce, Nebraska, where I'm going to try. This is a charming little town where I'm going to try to find some place I can stop and get something that isn't junk food. So we'll see you guys later, and definitely see you on the next adventure.